All right, we are live. Welcome to Backers Live. Justin Fox here, Cam Tabaret. Cam, thanks for joining me on the show once again this is episode 3 with the two of us. So welcome
That is the
again.
episode 3.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. Hope you can join in today. We got some exciting updates about our exclusive events that are totally kind of, intertied with our crowdfunding campaign. And also, we want to chat a little bit about our journey and the exciting opportunity that comes with this investment and where we see the company go from here.
Exactly. So what I guess I'll sort of, you touched on it. You have a little bit of if you watch to the end, we're going to say if you watch to the end, little bit of a exclusive opportunity will happen. What is it that they're gonna find out?
So what we're gonna find out today is at the end of the call, of course, or the live stream today, is we're gonna reveal the secret location to the exclusive event tonight. So watch until the end, and if you were not part of the invitees, now you can get an invite.
Perfect. There you go. So watch to the end here. A little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a hook to listen through. Okay, let's dive right in here. Obviously, Bootleggers is the premium craft cocktail that you guys have developed. Currently raising on the backers funding portal. Why don't you get into a little bit about not so much the metrics, the numbers of where you see maybe some of your accomplishments to date, where you see, how you've had success, regions, those types of things, and where you see it kind of going over the next, 6, 12, 18, 24 months, 5 years kind of thing.
Absolutely. So it's a good opportunity to actually start talking a little bit about the business and how we made it to this point and how we see it's going to evolve from moving forward. Did I freeze again? My screen.
Our screen frozen.
Okay, one second. Let me stop the cam and let's redo it. No, again.
We're going through the similar technical difficulties live on air. So as Cam he's gonna jump back in here. So basically discussing the Bootleggers or the Volatile Project raise on the Backers platform. For those of you that aren't aware, I'll sort of jump in, talk a little bit about Backers itself while we wait for Cam to come back in here. So Backers is a funding portal. We work with startups or ventures similar to Bootleggers or the Volatile Projects. Basically, we are authorized or able to facilitate the startup crowdfunding exemption, which essentially allows private companies to raise capital from the community, from the crowd, from the general public, as little as $100 up to $2,500. They can invest in early stage private companies. So it doesn't even have to be early stage. Any type of private company, they can raise up to $1.5 million, and investors can invest up to $2,500. So it's a great opportunity for founders. If you're a founder, if you're looking to start or launch your own business and you're looking to expand or grow an existing business and you need capital, which pretty much everyone needs capital these days, this is an opportunity for you to basically get that funding. So I'll talk a little bit about how this looks. Essentially, a private company can raise up to 1.5 million, as I said, but essentially you are selling shares or equity to your crowd or to your community. And the value of that is that, typically if you went to a bank, they're not going to give you money. If you went to some sort of lender, secondary type lender, you're going to pay extremely high interest charges or rates. And if you went to an angel or any type of high net worth accredited investor or VCs, if you're even eligible at this point early on to get VC money, they're going to take a significant chunk of your business and they're going to start to dictate what it is that you do because they are bringing a significant chunk of money. So it'll be on their terms, not on yours. Whereas with Backers, with the investors and the investment coming from the community spread across a number of individuals, it's on your terms. You're able to go out and raise capital on your terms. So I see Cam here is just trying to jump in here. So we had some technical difficulties, but yeah, so it's sort of it's on your terms. So key is it's a new opportunity. You need to be able to get out and galvanize your community. So they're the ones that are investing in your business. And so they are the ones that are going to come in and see the value of what you're doing and give you that $2,500. So that's really what Backers is. I mean, it's a super simple concept. We obviously didn't create the concept of equity crowdfunding, but we are, I believe, revolutionizing it here in the Canadian marketplace, allowing access to all, to really jump in and raise capital. So not sure if we're going to get Cam back in here. He's having some technical difficulties. I think he's just trying to come back. So I'll open this up. If you have questions, if you're watching this currently on LinkedIn, I think we've got a couple viewers. Do you have any questions around what it is that Backers does, what it is that, how we can help your business? Kind of throw this out, almost a bit of an AMA, ask me anything. I can sort of touch base or touch on it. I'll throw out a question myself and kind of get the ball started. So a lot of companies come to us and ask what, or how do we value the business? Actually, the question often comes up is, what is the return on investment for the investors, which is obviously alluding to how are the businesses valued, and how do they go about providing a return to the investors. So that's two parts. One, a business can typically value itself based on obviously what other people would think it's a fair market value to invest in, and that can be done in a couple of different ways. The simplest way that I believe is to take some sort of rate of return. So if you're looking at your revenue, current revenues, and maybe some projections if you're pre-revenue or very early stages over your next few years, take that amount. So let's say it's, you're going to be projected to raise, or to not raise, just generate a few $100,000 this year, $500,000, 700,000 or so in year two. And then, maybe $1.5 million in year three. That puts you across those 3 years on average about, $700,000 to $800,000 in revenue. So if you look at some sort of multiple of that, you could be looking at, let's say, a 3x. That puts you in the $2.5 million roughly valuation. Or you could look at the total revenue across the next 3 years and take that as your valuation. So I said, a couple 100,000, 700, 800, and $1.5 million. That again puts you at that $2.5 million valuation. So a couple of very simple, quick numbers. Typically, it's sort of your revenue, expected revenue times a multiple, or sort of the next 3 years of revenue. It's kind of a couple quick, simple ways of doing it. Other aspects of that is the multiple, obviously dependent on the trajectory of growth or the scalability of that growth, is definitely something that a lot of people can take into consideration. So if you are in a less scalable business that isn't going to see potentially that hockey stick growth, where you're going to see exponential growth in your first 3 to 5 years, in a 10 to 30x growth type potential, then that is definitely going to reduce or significantly impact the ability for you to raise at a higher multiple, 5, 10, 20, 30x multiple on your projections. So that's kind of how you value the business. The flip side is, how does a business then what is the return? Obviously, this is private equity. There is no guaranteed return on investment. You could have, I've used the example of Amazon, $1,000 invested. We've got Cam back. I'll just quickly finish up here. $1,000 invested in Amazon in 1995 well before they went public, when they were raising their first kind of investor money, that $1,000, while you couldn't actually invest in them unless you were early, high net worth or friends and family, that $1,000 invested in Amazon. Cam, quick guess, what would you say $1,000 invested privately in Amazon in 1995? Roughly, what do you think it would be worth today? Just roughly. I don't know if you know
I
the
think
answer or
it's
not.
100 times, 100,000 now.
So it's 70,000 times. It would be worth $70 million.
70,000.
Yeah, 70,000 times. So that's obviously the high reward side. I mean, there's obviously many more that have failed and businesses that went to zero. But the return on investment in private equity is that you're jumping in early stages. This is how the wealthy, they joke that millionaires are made through real estate and billionaires are made through private equity, right? Or equities, securities, specifically investing in early stage companies. So the opportunity to now invest like the wealthy do is really what Backers is offering. So ROI, return on investment, it's high risk, high reward. Obviously, I want to sort of hear Cam, now that we're back. Welcome back here, Cam. Why don't you continue on what we were sort of touching on some of the, what's happening with Bootleggers. Tell us what's happening with Bootleggers. I filled the void for a bit while you're away. I don't know if you saw any of that or heard
Yes.
any of that, but yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of on.
Of course. So just to, no worries. Thank you so much. So I think that talk to and they can grow with it, and the potential is that we could be the next Red Bull of the cocktail before they became a global sensation. That's where we are exactly. That's how we see ourselves. That's how we see the brand. And with that said, the history goes that we started this business, the Volatile Project, with focus on art-inspired experiences and entertainment. Now, through the pivots and through the time with different things that happened, including pandemic and a couple of, initial startup models that we followed, we focus on the cocktail world and on the art world. We developed naturally and organically because of our backgrounds between myself and my partners. We developed a brand around art-inspired entertainment, a lot of cool experiences, and people love that. People love that, especially in Vancouver, that we started growing it, and we touch base in LA as well. And that's really the right places to develop these type of experiences. We got the attention, and once we had the attention and we had the recipes and we had the concept is slowly, grown enough to be a tangible concept for a lot of people who are coming to these experiences and experiencing and tasting the drinks as well. It was the right time to go with our next step, which was having a retail canned cocktail, which kind of reflects on all of that experiences that we've been trying to build, but through the means of an actual product that is now scalable and could be shipped to people. It could be sold in liquor stores and events and all around the world eventually, right? So with that said, the reason I mentioned this is because I wanted everybody to know that we have a business that is not just a canned cocktail. It's more than a canned cocktail. It comes from that whole background of art-inspired brand of hospitality, entertainment, and nightlife. And that is a source of revenue. That is a channel for marketing. It's there. And the product itself now is growing. We started with 10,000 cans and 2,000 bottles, 10,000 cans in British Columbia, 2,000 bottles in California. Now we're done with that cycle. We're producing another 10,000 cans for both California and British Columbia right now. And it's going to be done before end of the year. And then the next production is beginning of next year. We're pushing to 30,000 cans. And next year, this time, we're pushing to 70,000 cans extra. So with that, we're going to have about 100,000 cans inventory produced, distributed, marketed, and sold next year through multiple markets. California and British Columbia are the primary markets. New York, Nevada, Florida, Texas, Ontario, Alberta would be other markets that we are tapping into. And really, when people ask, okay, what is the guarantee for my investment? Well, you touched a good point that, of course, it's a private equity. So the guarantee, there is no real guarantee. But what we can offer is to mitigate your risk through understanding that this capital is going to fully go through making and selling the inventory, an inventory that is at least shelf stable for 1 year. So that's equivalent of money. And the next question after that is always, okay, what is the guarantee you're going to sell the product you're successfully? That's the data that we are proving. That's the connections that we have. That's the relationships we have built through retail channels, through nightlife industry, through all these possible creative ways that allows us to sell our product. With that said, from now until end of 2024, which is the target for this money that we're raising right now until then, all this capital is guaranteed. The inventory that is backed by this capital is guaranteed to be sold. At least we have planned for 70% of the inventory. Like is allocated. We have guaranteed sales channels already. We have our own events, we have our partners events and network events, we have the retail channels that are already established, and with that 70% of whatever inventory we make between now and end of 2024 is already allocated. Is a guaranteed sales. And your money, obviously you're not giving a loan to get it back with like 10% or 5% interest next year. You're putting the money in. What shows you as an investor that is a safe investment is understanding that whatever product that's going to be produced with that is already going to be, so we know it's going to be sold. It's got guaranteed market for it, guaranteed sales channels for it. That's equivalent of safety and risk mitigation in investment.
Cool. So I mean that's interesting. So you've already got orders. Essentially, you've got the demand is there. The capital that you're raising and the use of funds essentially is to provide the supply, which will fulfill
Absolutely.
that demand. So that's kind of the reason for raising capital. And a lot of times businesses come to us in a slightly different manner where they're looking to maybe build out a product, build out a brand, build out an idea. You're much further along the path than that. You have a product, you have the idea, you've gone through the like you've explained, and love to hear that story again for those that maybe are tuning in the first time. The trials and tribulations that you've gone through, and you were a little bit choppy at the beginning of that speech, but I think we've cleared that out. Why don't you give us a Coles Notes version of the 5-year lead up to to today with the Volatile project?
Absolutely, we'll be happy to. It's my favorite story of lifetime to tell, and I never get bored of saying it. So the start of the story goes that I used to be a professional engineer for about 10 years, and my passion was always in the social circumstances of life: art, music, hospitality, cocktails. Especially was had a sweet spot for cocktails and craft mixology forever. And I really discovered myself as a person, and as what triggers me, what makes me thrive as a person. Over my 20s, I traveled around the world and really tried to experience life the way I saw it's going to give me the fulfillment, it's going to give me the vision, it's going to build the experiences and the vision for me to follow the path to ultimate happiness in a way, right? When you talk about mental health a lot, mental health is not just a physical condition. It comes from your life experiences. It comes from feeling trapped, feeling not thriving, feeling that you're never going to grow and you're going to be always in a stall mode for the rest of your life. That's that whole 9-to-5 syndrome, right? The 9-to-5 syndrome, people who enjoy 9-to-5 absolutely hands down enjoy your life. There is nothing that I want to tell you. But if you are in this situation that you feel trapped, you feel like this is not for me, I need to do more, I need to make an influence and make a change in the world, then this is for you. I felt the same, and I changed it. On my 32nd birthday, I never forget, I had this evening that I spent time with myself, cleared my head, and I decided that, what, I've lived a fulfilled enough life so far, and after this, I want to go for the big prize, which to me is living a life that is based on trigger every day, is based on following your passion and living a journey and a career that you love every moment of it, and you never get tired of it. You don't need vacation for that. You don't need a weekend for that. This is your life. This is your whole life, is your career, right? It's funny sometimes to me when people think about the fact that, oh my God, finally Saturday, Friday, right? Well, look, most of like 80% of your time is at your work. If you hate your work that much, you're hating your life. Like that's very clear, right? And so I went through that transformation, and I decided the first idea was to focus on the passion of cocktail and hospitality back in time in Vancouver 2 years before pandemic. And I worked on this really cool art inspired cafe, bar, restaurant, gallery, art gallery venue for music. And it was really about a sensory experience, triggering multiple senses all at the same time, with the culinary art, with the mixology art, with the visual arts, with the sound, with the design. And it was a beautiful concept. We worked on it for 2 years, fundraise, loan, design, partners, hospitality, venue. And I got the place. I made an offer for the real estate, but unfortunately, when the landlord accepted the offer, it was 1 week before a start of pandemic shutdowns in Canada, and I never signed the lease, luckily. And pandemic started 1 year into it. We changed plans. My first partner, Jean Leven, joined officially as a partner to the business, and we tried to share our passion of cocktail and art with people in a more scalable, more global, pandemic-proof model. And that was the birth of a brand called Cocktail Connoisseur that we built first. As the world was opening up slowly, we met our third partner, Kiara HTK, the artist, the wonderful artist and creator that is our good friend and our partner. And then we started doing a lot of art experiences together that had cocktails, had art, had music. It was great. And we had a good traction. That was the basis of the brand that we developed today. And as along the way, on the other side of it, not through the event, but on the product side and on the startup scalable part of it, we did a couple of tries of different projects that were relevant to what we do today, but they resulted in what we do today eventually, right? The first effort was to try to replicate the meal prep model, like HelloFresh, Good Food, those guys, right? In a cocktail model. So have like cocktails that are delivered to you on a subscription model once a week or whatever. And you have all these original craft cocktails with net recipes and video recipe and all that, where all the ingredients are separately measured and packaged in different containers. So all you do is just put them together. You enjoy the art of mixology without the need to really know much, right? It was a great idea. We started with cocktail kits, and at a time there were Zoom parties because of COVID, right? It had a really good start, but really what we wanted to do was beyond cocktail kits, because we knew that that's really a pandemic thing, right? So we said, let's evolve that into a replication of a ghost kitchen, but in a bar model. So we have a bar, a cocktail bar that is not for seating inside the place, but it's rather for delivering craft cocktails on Uber Eats and DoorDash, right? And all those delivery platforms. So we started partnering up with a couple of restaurants that had the license for delivery, alcohol license, and we started doing that for a year. We developed over 25 recipes, original recipes, and we tested our product, our trade secret, the cocktail that is shelf stable but fresh, right? That is our trade secret. I'm gonna emphasize on that. It's probably one of the most unique products that ever has been in the market. We are the trademark owners in conjunction with our food scientist partner, of course, and nobody has it. The value of the brand, what you're investing in today, is investing in the trademark of, imagine if somebody told you the trade secret of Coca-Cola. Imagine if in Coca-Cola came out, you invested in it, because nobody has access to that trade secret. Pepsi does not taste like Coca-Cola, right? Despite the fact that in today's world, health concerns are more, vibrant. And of course, you don't want to drink so much sugar. But, to this day, nothing is Coca-Cola. It's the one and the only. That's where we are. That's what we have. We have a trade secret for craft cocktails that could be packaged in a retail product. That's absolutely unheard of to this day in the world. And anyways, with that, the next natural progression from those two models, when we had the trade secret and the product solidly nailed down, was to go retail, because we are ambitious. We want to take over the world. We want to be a brand that is in every cocktail bar, in every party, in every music festival, in every liquor store, in every hotel, in every stadium in the world. That's the plan.
Perfect. I mean, it's interesting that you touched on a little bit about the backer's journey and a lot of the people that we work with the whole, and I hate to say the 9 to 5 concept, but
Yeah.
like, if you enjoy it, so be it. But the majority of the people that we work with and that are, founders or have often, don't see the enjoyment of that type of lifestyle and are looking to create something different, a different lifestyle for themselves, and obviously addressing a problem often that they see in the world, or an issue or concern that they see in the world. And in this case, you obviously saw the entertainment, hospitality, enjoying yourself, with friends and family and others, right? As being sort of your passion and driving obviously the Volatile project and that journey. I love also the concept. So I mean, it's very much in line with what we're doing. I think it's, if you didn't understand and people didn't grasp the value of what's happening here, I think you hit the nail on the head. And maybe you can just kind of reiterate. So you have the trademark for, what is it again?
Trade secret. Trade secret.
Trade
we have
secret?
the trade secret. Absolutely. So we are the owners, and we are in possession of the trade secret for having a mix of an original craft cocktail of any recipe that is fresh but shelf stable enough for about 1 year to be packaged in cans or bottles for retail purposes. Because normally the challenge with craft cocktails are the freshness. You have fresh produce in it, and with fresh produce, it's perishable.
Right.
Whereas, and that's why you see in the market of RTDs, or ready to drink beverages, everything is made with carbonation, water, alcohol if it's alcoholic, and flavor. Now, artificial flavors, natural flavors. What is a natural flavor? Natural flavor is basically an artificial flavor that is extracted or derived from the real ingredients puree of some sort. Now, nobody knows what is the source of that puree, what condition that puree was in. Was it all the garbage left over of the fruits in the transport? Because that's what they do. That's how they make, natural flavors. They really take over that not good parts of the fruits and vegetables, or whatever the flavor is extracted
the waste.
From. The waste. And they claim that, we made this powder from that. It's still a powder. You taste it. I want to hear, and we're going to do actually a bunch of blind tastings with influencers when the new product coming next month, and it sells itself. We have a real craft cocktail with fresh ingredients that is 1 year shelf stable, without the need to be refrigerated, without preservatives. That's magic. We own this trade secret, and we have not pushed too hard on it yet in our marketing campaigns because we don't need to. We keep this for when we are going for our venture raise later, when we're going for the nationwide expansions, because it's a sensitive topic. We don't want to give it away too early, right? But it's exciting times. We are sitting on a gold mine here, right? We are sitting on the trade secret like Coca-Cola had, right? That's exactly the importance of investment right now. There is a limited opportunity to join this journey for as low as $100. It's no brainer. Like, honestly, if it was me, I would put anything I had in this. But again, I'm the founder.
You already have. Arguably, you already have. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's amazing. Why don't we wrap it up? We should do a live maybe tonight. I'll bring some of this. Maybe we could do a quick live on TikTok or on
the event.
on LinkedIn from the event tonight. Speaking of the event, those that have patiently waited for the details, that have watched for the past 28 minutes, where is the event tonight? What time? I believe it's 6:30 tonight, Pacific Standard Time. Roughly downtown Vancouver area. I have the address, but why don't you tell those that are watching, where is the event tonight and what can they expect? And obviously,
of course,
open bar, right? You're gonna have
open bar.
You're gonna have
our client appreciation. Yes,
Bootleggers
are gonna be available to sample. Because as I said, we're in the inventory transition time, right? So we have very limited amount of cans left until the new cans come next month. But there is available for sampling, so you can see the product, you can sample it, and we have some of our partner brands that have that we've worked with. Their product is there. Tequila soda from Cinco are very good friends. We have vodka soda from Southside. We have non-alcoholics from DRNK. We have waters from Flow. We have beer from Twin Sails Brewery. So our partners have always been supportive, and we love their products. But Bootleggers, of course, the cans are there. The product is there. You can sample it and see and explore it. The event is happening at 207 West Hastings. There will be a hostess at the door. It's on the 10th floor of the building, 207 West Hastings.
What can we say? Say Justin or say backers, maybe? What can
say
be
backers.
the key word they can say at the door, and we can let them know? Yeah,
I'm invited for the Bootleggers and Backers event.
Perfect. Yeah. Say keyword backers and bootleggers. Bootleggers and backers event, and you'll get in the door tonight. So it's
and
pretty
the hostess
exclusive.
will guide you to where to go. And what you can expect, there is a couple of DJs playing music. There is the Bootleggers station for sampling, learning about the product, investing in the crowdfunding campaign. There is an open bar with the products. There is a lot of good influential people to mix and mingle with, and it's a cool fashion studio. Is a bespoke private fashion studio where we're going to. So you're gonna expect a lot of cool, artistic vibes, a lot of creative vibes, and it's just a good vibe with good people and good drinks. That's what it is about.
Perfect. Awesome. So I'll see you there tonight there, Cam. Everyone else that are watching in the Vancouver area, what was it? 207 West Hastings?
West Hastings, and 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m.
6:30 to 10, open bar. Come out, sample some of the Bootleggers. There's some other beverage providers that will be there as well, both alcoholic and I think DRNK. I met their founder as well. What is
yes.
I've had the other event, right? So
yes,
they're non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
exactly. So we might have the conversation, bring them on backers as well at some point. I think there was some discussion, but we'll see. He's definitely in the investment management space too, right? So
yes,
very cool. Awesome. Well, Cam, see you again tonight. Everyone else, thanks for joining me. Backers Live, Justin Fox, Cam Tabaret. Any final words? We'll see them next week.
Final word. Yes, we'll have another. Let's do another live soon. Probably a couple of them next week. I will be in Austin, Texas, attending a scaling business conference. As we all need to always learn and develop our skills as we go through our journeys of life. And I think we should do a live one of those days, earlier in the morning or later in the evening. And can't wait. And again, anybody that has any questions about the Bootleggers journey and the crowdfunding campaign, please reach out to me directly on LinkedIn or Instagram, over email. All my contact is on my public face, and everywhere you can find me very easily by typing my name.
Perfect. Obviously, and they can find the offering on backers.ca under investors. You can find it there. So, all right, we'll sign off. Everyone else, cheers. Have a great day.